Now, on the retail sales number, it's funny that this 9.8% month to month is actually a little bit lighter than some of the whisper numbers we'd heard. Some of the high frequency data suggested maybe we'd be in double digits. One reason why that may not be true is the stimulus checks, more of them went out in the second half of the month. So that suggests that we could have additional strength in the months ahead. But some of these numbers are absolutely crazy. 15% on motor vehicles. 12% on building materials and supplies. Gas station sales up 10.9%. Clothing up 18%. So you see what people do with their checks. Sporting goods and hobbies up 23%. Then you have that non-store retailers thing is 6%. What's interesting about that is perhaps there's a suggestion that more people are actually going out to stores rather than spending all of that extra money online or through delivery. So some good stuff happening in the economy. One thing I do want to mention is inside the Empire State Index, a lot of big increases in the cost components of those. So that's something to watch. We do know manufacturing costs are rising, and we're watching to the extent to which they're passed along. Some of this could be inflation in the retail numbers here. We'll be watching that to see that. But we do see rising component costs, rising costs for manufacturers in the Empire State Index this morning. Becky, that's the rundown.
Hey, Steve, just in terms of those big gains that you're seeing, the huge jump in things like auto sales, retail sales on those levels, I just wonder how much of that is because of increases in volumes and how much of it is because there are no discounts. Anecdotally, you hear that there just aren't discounts for new cars, for used cars, for clothing. They don't have to discount it right now. Furniture, there's so much demand for those things that we haven't seen sales on so many of those items in forever.
Right. So if I could just put a technical sort of umbrella around that question is, what we see here is we see the nominal price here. This is not inflation adjusted. We will get real retail sales. Those are the numbers that will eventually flow into the GDP numbers. But if this is a matter of pricing keeping the volumes up or keeping the amounts up, that will show up in a lack of either decline in the actual nominal amount or an increase, depends upon whether or not they're actually raising prices. I think this is more volume right here, volume without discounts. I think you're right about that there may not be people that are out there discounting. They may not have the supply disruptions things also makes it so that retailers don't have to discount because they just don't have the goods. The inventories would be relatively lean. And by the way, if that's true, Becky, that's another leg for the economy as retailers and manufacturers restock their inventory. So we'll watch this. We know that the motor vehicles, for example, some of them shut down because they couldn't get their chips. The microchips are not available. So that could be in the future. Right. You'd have an inventory bounce from rebuilding those inventories.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.